What's up, Next Gen? Welcome to week 2 of House Rules. Last week, Pastor Matt opened up with the first half of Philippians chapter 1. He was talking about how Paul was in prison. And I'm going to pick up at verse 21. It says, this is Paul writing, it says, "For to me living means living for Christ, and dying is even better. But if I live, I can do more fruitful work for Christ. So I really don't know which is better. I'm torn between two desires. I long to go be with Christ, which would be far better for me. But for your sakes, it's better that I stay to continue to live." If I think about heaven, I think that it's like the happiest place on earth times 1,000. The other day, I was pretty stressed out, and I was sitting in my room. My daughter comes up to me, and she was like, "Daddy, what's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm just stressed out. I don't feel good." And she's like, "Well, let's just go to Disneyland." Like, the thought process of a child, like, let's just go to the happiest place on earth. It just kind of cracks me up. When I think about my happiest place on earth, I think about my grandpa's backyard. Growing up in California, we were 5 minutes walking from the beach. He had the juiciest oranges in the back of the tree, in the backyard on these trees. And we had family there, and barbecues and dance parties and all these happy memories. And it was the happiest place ever. And I think that if we can choose to live now with all this corona stuff happening, or to go to the happiest place ever, we'd probably choose the happiest place ever. And Paul's writing here that honestly for him, he would rather die and go be with Jesus than to live in jail in this chaotic time. And we are living in this chaotic time. And my grandpa had this painting on the wall, and it was in Spanish, and I'm 100% Mexican and don't speak any Spanish, so I'm not even going to try. But it says, "While you are here, leave it better than when you came." And I love what Paul says. He says, if I live, I can do more fruitful with Christ. Like he says, if I'm here, while I'm here, I could do more fruitful things with Christ. And I want you to think through that. With everything happening, with all this stuff going down, school shutting down, business shutting down, craziness is happening. While you are here, what can you do to make it better? Here are my 3 questions for you guys, and then you will go off and talk. Question number 1, what's the one place that makes you the most happy? It could be your favorite burger joint. It could be Disneyland. It could be your grandpa's backyard. What's the one place that makes you the most happy? Second question is, Paul says, living means living for Christ. How do you do this beyond the cliches? Like, really think about the answer. Like, beyond, reading my Bible and listening to worship music. How do you do this beyond the cliches? And last but not least, fruitful work for Christ. This is what Paul says. While I'm here, I'll do fruitful work for Christ. How can you do more fruitful things for Christ? Before we go, let me just pray with you guys. God, we love you. And we lift you up. In this chaotic time, let us choose joy. Let us, while we're here, do fruitful things for the kingdom and fruitful things for what you've called us to do. God, we love you and we lift you up. In your name, amen.